Hi there, this is Kevin Stewart Builds 250. I'm Kev, and this is a little bit confusing because the magazine says issue number 4 of Build the Ghostbusters Ecto-1, but it's actually stages 7, 8, 9 and 10. So this is stage 7 of Build the Ghostbusters Ecto-1, but with magazine issue number 4. Oh well. So first off, just a bit quick note. Seems we were lucky because we got them in a box. These 7, 8, 9 and 10 came in a box, and we're lucky because some people got them in a bag, one of those plastic bags that come in, and that meant that the license plate which you get, which is cool, Ecto-1 license plate, was quite damaged in the people who got them in the bags. Now the ones that came obviously in the box, fine, not bent, not bowed, not damaged at all. And yep, nice. I've got them on my wall somewhere, so that's cool. And obviously the packs come as they normally do, nicely packed in the plastic. So yeah, so as I say, I was quite lucky that it came in the box. But hey, let's get into stage number 7. Okay, so got the parts laid out for stage number 7. Now I've done the inventory, I've had a look at the parts list, particularly like the way they've got the parts list, so you can check it all off before you start. So I've checked them all off and they're all there, and all the screws are there as well. We kind of already had a look at this, but you can have a look. Alright, another one, yeah, the Ecto-1 tin plate, obviously, yeah, very good, quite nice, quite a smart thing. And then we've got the magazine. So, yeah, issue number 4, magazine number 4 anyway. Okay, so just to say, got parts list for stage 7, we're going to be doing today. And then 8, 10, we'll look at the next few days. All the instructions clearly laid out. It's good. Skip through all those. And then quite an interesting article, which I read last night actually, on Annie Potts. Obviously the receptionist from Janine from the Ghostbusters franchise. Obviously she's quite famous really for the New Yorker accent of
quit better jobs than this. Ghostbusters, what do you want?
But yeah, good. And it goes into the optical illusion stuff. And what you're going to be getting in the next issue with 11, 12, 13, 14 stages. Look at those. Okay, so as I say, that's the magazine. Okay, so we're just going into the build now. First thing it's saying is you need to get the place the timing belt cover connector. So some B, which is the T kind of piece. Yep. You need to connect that onto the back of the timing belt cover using some EM screws. Crack open some EM screws. So these are going into metal, obviously, with a we'll use a particular way round to get this. Just going to kind of place it on the back here, and then screw these screws in. I think I've bought a decent screwdriver. I don't know if this one's going to be a bit too big. This is a PH1. It's a bit hefty. More of a hefty screwdriver. We've been having a lot of trouble with these screws going in. But I have bought PHO as well. It's a bit better. Okay, so that's gone in. Then place the cooling system, which is this system here. Plastic. Then place, this is plastic cooling system. Place the cooling system on the timing belt cover and fix the two parts together, driving to a P screws. So this is going to be going on the front. And I think you've got some. You've got a pin that goes into the hole, so you can get the orientation and everything correct on this one. into plastic. So okay. Just the cooling system in. Finally secure the assembled part to the left engine block. So you're using DM screws. So bring over this is the part obviously from the last issue we did, the full engine block. And this is going to be going on the end. Now this is not going to be able to go all the way. I've just had a quick look at that and there's quite a gap in between. If you're kind of putting that into there, there's a gap there it kind of fits into pin. So there's a massive gap there. There's actually a gap there now. You kind of see in between. You don't have to get that. You don't have to put them together to close that gap. See, it's just got to be in. It's not moving around. Okay. Now we're on to instruction number 2. There's building the engine block and the distributor assembly. It's not too bad for a piece. Okay. And then it says push the pin at the bottom of the distributor assembly 07F into the moulding in the engine block 07E. There we've got the engine block, and we need to make sure that this so it's that way around, and it's got actually a kind of got keyway. We've got to match that keyway up with the keyway on the distributor assembly. Doesn't go all the way in, and then that's just attached with an AP screw. From underneath, come from underneath, an AP screw into the distributor assembly. Just gets tight. It's just going to hold that distributor assembly in place. Oh yeah, you see, yeah. Once again, that doesn't actually go flush. There's actually a bit of a gap there, which is fine. I briefly push the pipe joint, screw hole, and push the pipe joint 07H into the screw hole on the top of the engine block cover. Now, this is quite a small part, as you can see. This is a very, very small part. That's just got to be pushed briefly, it says, and there is, once again, a little bit of keyway. You've got to match up. So try to match. There you go. Until that does actually sit flush. And that's a BP screw, not too tight, but in and flush. Pin at the end of the pipe should be facing the entrance to the nearest two. So the pin's just facing shown in the picture. Take the engine block cover there assembled and place it on top of the engine block 07E. Screw from beneath with 2 AP screws. 2 AP screws. Quite a lot to do in this. Quite interesting. Some of these you get nothing and you get loads. This one is definitely one of those ones where there's quite a lot to do. You've got the engine block cover. Right over now. That goes. Once again, they always give you these kind of pins and holes that kind of have to match up, so you can't really get it wrong when you're around. That way, underneath with 2 AP screws, in nice and flush. So take the engine block, they've done that, screw beneath the 2 AP screws. Finally set the intake manifold on top of the other part, screw it in the engine block using 4 AP screws. So we're going to need 4 AP screws in this for fitting the manifold on top. Obviously the engine manifold, big part, it's going on top of engine block cover. I'm just having a look if there's I'm sure there is a particular way around. Yeah, it'll only fit one way because the spacing on the screw holes is different. Yeah, so the spacing on it, so it will only go one way round. The spacing on the screw holes, the threaded screw holes is different. You can tell you that in the magazine. Find that out for yourself, I guess. Okay, so that's that part complete. The engine manifold on top, the intake manifold, and engine block cover done. Okay, now we've got the breather pipe. So we've got the breather pipe. Okay, and then we've got what does he call this? The fuel pump lower part. Two parts. And one way around again. Breather pipe with the that part that way around. So pin, if you like, is pointing towards the top of the breather pipe. So that's the right with EP screws 2 off. You don't have to do these ones up too tight, to be honest. So we're only going into plastic. Too tight, you don't want to strip the plastic. Okay, breather pipe. Done. And now we're needing another AP screw because that fits to the engine block cover. So we just need one AP screw because that's going to fit to the engine block cover. Bring the engine block cover back over. Okay. And that's going to fit in. So it's got a keyway. These are the keyways. Keyway there. Keyway there. Key on the breather pipe. And then make sure the keyway fits in, and then an AP screw from underneath. It's not too tight in, but make sure it does fit into that keyway nicely. Right, now it's bring over the engine once again, and we're going to fit the oil sump. Line the screw holes at the end of the flanges to the oil sump. The screw holes at the bottom of the left engine block are fixing the parts together using 2 EM screws. And it says then using the tabs at the bottom side of the engine block, then using the tabs at the bottom, slide the engine block top onto the engine block figure B. Oh, you're just sliding that last bit on. So the first thing to go on though is the oil sump. Go in that way round. It's in okay. So awesome. And then it just says just to slide this on. Which way around? Well, the breather pump goes that way. You don't actually fix this on. You just slide it on. You're not fixing it on at this point at all. Just this way on. On, but it is actually slid onto the engine. And then we've got the right hand push the engine support, so this is the fixing right hand engine support. So it's similar to what we did in the last issues we had. In the last issue I think, the issue before, where we're fixing the engine support bracket to the right hand side of the engine using DM screws. Let's see if that one isn't all the way in. There. Top one's going in okay. Spare screw then. Let's try a spare DM. Let's try the spare DM screw. What that? You could actually see that DM screw is actually not flush at all. That one is. Okay. Well, that's it. For this issue, you end up with source manifold, fairly complete engine. So put this in, and the engine, the right hand side engine block started. Okay, and that's issue 7 or stage 7. Okay, so that's stage 7 done. The engine's coming together quite nicely. The screws weren't too difficult to go in, but hey, it's looking pretty good, pretty awesome. Now coming on to stage 8, now stage 8's got a lot more of the engine detailing, it's got things like spark plugs and things like that in there. And been looking at some of the builds online, some of the Facebook group and all that kind of stuff, and some of the stuff that people are doing is absolutely awesome. Painting spark plugs, putting miniature bolt heads in, it looks out of this world. So that's kind of inspired me to do my own kind of modifications to it. So on issue 8 or stage 8 that's coming up, I'm going to be looking at doing some of the modifications. Definitely going to be kind of painting the spark plugs, maybe looking at painting some of the other parts on it as well. Not too sure if I'm going as far as kind of putting the miniature bolts in. I might have a look at that though, because it does look pretty awesome. Some of the weathering as well, maybe some of the weathering effect on the engine, maybe move it away from looking quite so new and unused. So maybe some of the top parts. As I say, it's what makes modelling unique. It's what makes the model unique to me, to my model, the kind of the uniqueness of doing some of these modifications of painting the engine. Maybe not super accurate to the original, but hey, if it looks good, then I'm not going to argue. Whether it adds to the model, which I think it does. So that's something I'm going to be looking at doing in the next stage, as I say. And that brings me on to it. So yeah, stage 8. Stage 8 is going to be out probably early next week, probably Monday, Tuesday next week. I'll be getting stage 8 video out. I've also got a Spitfire video coming up next week as well, because that's coming out weekly at the moment. Still getting that at the newsagents. And then I've got a Ferrari video as well, probably all going to be next week, up to kind of Friday time. So hey, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to see the progression of any of these models all the way through, then please consider subscribing. If you want to be notified anytime that a video goes live, don't forget to click the bell. But hey, yeah, as I say, take care. Hope to see you next time on the channel, and ta-da for now.